Hello, crafters, and welcome to Creative Moments by G. I'm G, and so happy that you're with us tonight. I see several people online already. First time, Priscilla Johnson. Let's see, catch you live. I'm excited. We are so happy, our first timer. And all our, not old timers, no, but all our regulars wish Priscilla a welcome. I want to say, hey, Leanne, Phyllis, Lisa. Let me see who else. We have Anne. We have Lisa. Fantastic. Ladies, welcome to our show tonight. It feels like we were just together. Oh, let me think. I think we were last Thursday. It's just the way that the month fell, right? Oh, my goodness. How exciting for us to be able to be with you. Monty and I always talk about how much we love our crafting friends who come and spend time with us. It's so fantastic. Well, we are excited because tonight we are going to create a pocket card. Now, this is really a great card because you can use some DSP or you could just use plain cardstock, but this is a good way to use that DSP. So really think about the DSP that you might want to use. When you hop on, let us know your weather because today, actually, in Las Cruces, New Mexico, I got up to a little bit of snow. Now, granted, it didn't hit the ground, but I did get to see some snow flurries. And that's the extent of our winter. So we were thrilled, and we are thrilled to have everyone here. Now, if you're watching the rebroadcast, welcome. Take time to watch the video and leave us a comment. We love to hear what everybody thinks about our cards. It helps us be better at our card making. So you know what? Let's head down to the crafting table so I can show you what we're going to do. Now, well, before I go, Monty, my sister, is over in the chat room, and she will be chatting with you. She handles all that and just chats away. So let's head down. Let's see if I can figure out how to do that. Here we go. Now, tonight's first card, we're going to use the framed florets. Now, I realize if you're like, well, I can't get it because it's on back order. Well, not to worry, because think about how you can use what you have to create this card. Now, I'm going to show you a very simple card, but tonight we're going to step it up. So look at this pocket card. Here you go. See this pocket card? Beautiful, right? Isn't that flower just gorgeous? I love that flower. But this is simple, and then you slide it right in. Now, I'm going to tell you a little secret a little later on, but not yet. And then you open it up, and it's a top fold. Gloomy and rainy in Georgia, 60s, and says, darn it. Well, I don't think we hit the 60s today, so this is a very simple card. You can keep it simple like this, but let's go ahead and crank it up just a little bit. Now, stay with us to the very end because I'm going to show you another card that we have never used this stamp set to create a card. So that's pretty exciting. Hey, Stella, welcome. Welcome, everybody. So let me see. The first thing you need to do for this card is cut you a base card. Hey, Phyllis, so glad that you're here. We've missed you. You've been gone a little while. Welcome back. And this card is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Well, I got a little out of breath. I got so excited to be back on live. Carol, welcome. So happy you're here. So this is our top fold card. Now, you do need to cut as many mats as you want. What makes this card so special is you don't have to have a lot of mats if you don't want to. But because of the DSP that I have picked, I need some mats on there. So I'm not going to show you the DSP yet. No. I'm going to go ahead and get my glue. Now, tonight, I'm using Kalel. You can get this on Amazon. My other glue seems to really be sticking on me, and I'm not very happy about that. So, just going to use a little Kalel. I like it. So I'm going to bring in this balmy blue on this Night of Navy card. And then we are going to lay white on it because this is going to be the background to our pocket. So let's go ahead and get that laid down. Now, how many of you have made pocket cards before? Let us know in the chat. You can just say, yep. And because later on I'd like to know, is it like this pocket card or did you have something different that you did? Okay, now I'm going to show you what makes the little pocket. Now I was going to use this. Oh, this is like foreshadowing, right? Hey Debbie, welcome. This is like foreshadowing because I didn't use this paper, but I wanted to use this paper. But then as I was going through the DSP, I saw my favorite paper. Let me see if I can show you what it is. This is my favorite paper. Nope, you've never made it. All right. Isn't that gorgeous? Do you not love that paper? I love that paper. I love that balmy blue with the Night of Navy. It is so pretty. And it is called Regency Park. Regency Park. Love this DSP. So now we're going to put this card to the side. And we are going to bring in our trimmer. And these two rectangles are, let me see what size they are. They are 3 by 3/4. Hey, Tisha from Virginia. Okay. Now, this is 3 3/4, but I want to remind you, you don't have to worry about taking down our measurements because you can hop on over. In fact, the measurements are over there right now because I didn't procrastinate and I went ahead and put them up. So, there you have it. So, you're going to take these and you're going to bring in your trimmer. Now, the reason I cut 2 is because it's kind of directional paper. And if it's directional, you're going to need to cut 2 of these. If it's not, then you can just use the cardstock. You don't have to cut 2. But the first thing we're going to do, and I'm going to just make sure I do this right, I don't want any mistakes, is we're going to cut this one from the left to the right. So let's put that in our canal. Turn it to the points are right there and slice. Now I'm going to set it right here just like it is, right there on my table, and I'm going to pick this one up. And instead of cutting from the left to the right, I'm going to cut from the right to the left. You're right, Carol. That DSP is from Regency Park. So this is where the DSP comes from. I tell you what though, the fitting florets is absolutely beautiful. So let's go ahead and cut this from the right to the left now. And that is important because of how you place your pockets, right? So now, like I said though, if you don't have to worry about the direction, then you don't have to worry about it. And slice. Okay, so I'm going to put this to the side. And now we have our cuts, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one and this one, the bottom ones, and I'm going to move these to the side because I can use these on another card, so make sure you keep them. I'm going to bring this in, and this is how I'm going to place it. I'm using my second mat. I don't go past that border, and I just line it up right there. Now look at that. That creates my pocket. Now there's several tips for this. You can use glue to glue this down if you have a steady hand and you can really just get it right close to the edge. Well, forget that because I don't have a steady hand. So I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. Well, I would, but I don't see it. Let me see if I can find it. Nope, I'm not going to worry about it. So I'm bringing in my Terran tape. How many of you love your tear and tape? Let me know in the chat. Now, I'm not putting it on the place I cut, okay? That's no. We just put it on, running on the side and the bottom. So this is much easier for me. But like I said, if you have a steady hand, you can use glue, not to worry. Just don't put it on the angle. And I'm sure you math people could tell me what that angle is called. So let's have some math people. Tell me, what is that called? I didn't think it was from Fitting Florets. I thought it was from the Regency Park DSP. I could be wrong though. Okay, so I lined this. Now math people, tell me what this angle is called right here. I'm going to go ahead and get this one, and I'm going to line it with tear and tape right here on the corner. And let's see. Now, there we go, and I'm just going to tear it. Don't you love it? That it's called tear and tape, and you can actually tear it. Love that. And there we go. Now I'm going to bring in my bone folder, and I'm just going to crease that. Give that a good, solid crease on it. And I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool. Just going to pick that up and move this over. And this is so pretty. And like I told you, we're stepping this card up tonight. The 2 cards that we're going to make. So you might look at it and go, oh, I don't want it to be that stepped up. Well, you don't have to. You can use any stamp set that you have. Now watch. We're going to bring this in. We are going to line this up right in the corner and push it down really well. Now we're going to get this other one. And you might even want, I didn't do it, but you might even want to do coordinating colors, right? Now look at that. How pretty is that? Yes, okay. Isn't that pretty? Now, what you might want to do is kind of hold it right here, slide this in, and just kind of open it up just a little bit with your bone folder. Now make sure that you hold it in the areas that you put the tear and tape, because you don't want it to pop up, but you want it to be loose enough to where it'll hold your note card, right? So there we have it loose enough. Now, we're going to put that to the side, and I have cut 2 rectangles. And these rectangles are 4 by, let's see, no, it's 2 3/4 by 4, and then I just took off 1/4 of an inch, so it's 2.5 by 3 3/4. Now, this is where we're going to stamp our message, and then I'm going to put something beautiful right up here. So let's go ahead and bring in our Night of Navy. And after I make this card, I'll tell you the little secret. Oh, I think we wanted to make it easy for the card. Yes, tap, tap, tap. Make sure that we have enough ink on it. And I'm going to put it just kind of up a little high and hold it. I love this sentiment. Now, I don't know if I showed you, but this framed florets, I'm using the flowers. And you know, you might be right. This might be from framed florets. Oops. But I didn't think so. So look at this. Isn't that beautiful? What do you think about that? Don't you love it when they make the font script and then they have like Times Roman and script? Love that font. So we're going to glue this to the front of our base. This is our note card that's going to go in there. So let's go ahead and get that laid down. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to step it up. Okay. Now, this is going to fit right in here. Just like that. Isn't that pretty? But we can make it much prettier. And I'm going to show you a little trick right after we add some flowers right here. Okay, so I'm taking a piece of scratch paper and I'm going to go ahead and stamp film in our Night of Navy. Oh my goodness, I love that flower. Love that flower. Tap, tap, tap. Now, I think what I decided, I'm going to move this to the side for just a second. I'm going to take this little guy out. I think I want to put this flower right in the middle. So right here, we're going to put that flower. Oh my goodness, don't you just love it? Oh, it is beautiful. So here we go. We're going to stamp it. Oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now wait till you see the colors we have selected to blend this. We are bringing in Tahitian Tide, Starry Sky, Spruce, what's it called? Shaded Spruce, and Parakeet Party. Now let's go ahead and color this one because it is so pretty. Let me see if I can scoot in a little bit so that we can really see me coloring it. Okay, so I am going to start with the dark blue. And I'm going to just do some little lines like this. Just some lines. Get that right on the top. And then come over here and do the lines. And I always use the brush nib because I like to lay down the color really quickly. So I really like to do that. Now let's bring in that Tahitian Tide to kind of mimic these colors, right? Now I don't, just to change the subject while I'm coloring here, how many of you have a Google Home? I think that's what it's called. Monty has that. Or an Alexa. Well, I love the way my Alexa always argues with me. I tell her to play certain music and she'll say, no, can't play that for some weird reason. She thinks I'm talking to her right now. So how many of you have arguments with her or with the other one, Google? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now this is alcohol, so it will dry a little lighter. And I'm going to show you the tip, if it's not as light as you want it, how to get it just a little bit lighter. But I absolutely love this Tahitian Tide. I think it is so pretty. And now notice how I'm doing this. I'm doing it from the side because if you do it like this, you're going to ruin that point, and you don't want to do that. So here we have that. Now I'm going to use yellow for the inside. And if you didn't like that demarcation between the dark blue and the light blue, all you have to do is take your light color, and this time I'm going to use the pencil nib, and I'm just going to go over the tip of where it starts to be dark, because this will lighten up that so that it blends a little better. And you can continue to go over it until you get the lightness that you want. But look at that. What do you think about that? Isn't that gorgeous? And so easy. It wasn't hard. No Alexa. Okay, Anne. Now I'm going to bring in our Parakeet Party, and I'm going to use my brush nib again. I'm just going to get some green. And then I'm going to bring in my Garden Spruce and do these darker ones. Oh, okay, let's get this. I missed part of the flower. Now see, this is what I mean about taking it up a level. You do that by adding things you're going to blend or things you're going to add to the top of it. So let's go ahead and bring in this green. Okay. And I may put a little bit of the parakeet party on it, just to give it some different dimension. And then let's look at that and see what we think. Oh, I see a petal I forgot right there. Okay. What do you think? Isn't that pretty? Yes. I tell you, Maudie is the expert level. She always tells me her Alexa does all these wonderful things. And my Alexa is obstinate. That's all I can say. And yes, I'm like Maudie. I argue with Siri. How many of you argue with Siri? Sometimes she won't even talk to me. I think she's mad at me. Okay, so let me see. We're going to go back out just a little. Oh, no. I always do that, don't I? I always bring it in closer instead of going out. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here we have this. And now here we have our beautiful card. But we're going to do one more thing, because remember, we were going to color this. Now, one of the things I was going to do is, we were going to color this, but you saw me color this one, and we colored it exactly the same way. And look at what we colored. We used the exact same colors. What do you think about that? Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to move that, and I'm going to bring in the card, and we are going to add this to the top of the card. Now look at that. Isn't that pretty? We're going to add it on some dimensionals. And yet, you know what's so great about this card is it's still very easy. We haven't done anything really that difficult, but boy, does it make a statement. Now I'm almost finished, but I have to do the inside. But let's go ahead and lay this down. Remember, if you are watching the rebroadcast, we are making a pocket card. Now, I was going to tell you the little trick that we do. See how this card just slides right in here? Let's see. You just kind of have to bend it back a little bit. Make sure it goes in. Now, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? But what if you made this card and then on the back, you put your gift card? So you put like removable tape on your gift card and you slipped it right there. Because you'd used the tip that we had and you slipped your bone folder underneath and you loosened it up a little bit, it would fit right there. So that is our little tip. Now I'm going to go ahead and put our mat on the inside so that we can finish it. And then we're going to move on to our second card, which is completely different than this card. Now, I want to remind you, if you haven't stopped over and looked at our shorts on YouTube, you've got to check them out. We have a bunch of tips, and we like them. We actually go back to our tips to try to figure out how to do things. Hey, Pat, welcome. You made it. Okay, what do you think about this card? You like this? If you like it, we sure would love a thumbs up to tell YouTube, hey, we like that video. So what I like the best about this card is this topper right here. Still fits in an envelope. And then I like it when you pull it out, it has that beautiful flower. Love that card. Now remember, stay with me because I have a stamp set we have never used before. So I'm going to put this little, oh, you know what? Let's add some rhinestones. I always forget, don't I? Y'all are supposed to remind me. You're supposed to say, wait, do the rhinestones. Okay, I kind of had this one and I had this one. Look at those. I don't know where I got those. They were in some kit or something. I think I'm going to add those because I kind of like those because they're iridescent. So let's just kind of add a few of those. And there we have it. Let's see if you can see them. There we go. Okay, we're done with this card. But remember, because you cut these extra, you can still make another card with these. Thank you, Stella. Welcome. Okay, let's move on to the next card. Let me see if I can get this mess cleaned up. Okay. Now, our next card, we are going to use this. How many have used... Hey, Glow! Good to have you with us. Welcome. How many of you have used Nested Friends? We love this stamp set. It has some fantastic dies in it that allow you to do an overlay on the nest. So pretty. So let me show you what we're going to do. We are going to cut this top fold card. And remember, this top fold is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And once again, because of the paper, which I'm not going to show you just yet, I'm using Pacific Point. Now, I wonder what you think my DSP is going to be, because we have birds. And you know, what's so great about this card is I'm showing you how to do it with the stamp sets that we have. You don't have these stamp sets, you can still use this template. Not to worry. So let's go ahead and lay this down. Okay. Lay this down. This is like, did you grab your popcorn? Did you grab your soft drink to watch our show? And this is going to be our background. It's kind of like that, right? Going to the show. Which reminds me, now that I say that, what is the last show you went to a movie theater? Let me know, and I'll let you know what Maudie and I went to. The last movie theater show you went to. What was it? I'm going to be looking at the chats. No, not By the Bay. Lisa guessed By the Bay, but that's a great guess. Okay, so we have our card. Now, let me show you. Love this paper. Look at this paper. And it is called Ring of Love. Don't you love this little birdie? Oh my goodness, I love him. So, once again, now this is directional paper. So we had to cut the rectangles, 2 of them, so that we would get our little birdies to go straight, right? So let's bring in our trimmer, and let's hold this in our left hand, and let's do left to right. Put it in the canal, and go left to right, slice. So we're going to get that, we're going to put it back together right there. Now we're going to pick up our second one, we're going to put it in our right hand, and we're going right to left. So let's do that. Put our little points in the canal and slice. Now we're going to put this up. And here we have our 2 pieces, right? Just like that. We are going to take these bottom pieces. Okay? We're going to bring in our card. And once again, we're going to bring in our 1/8 inch tabby. I'm reading what Glow said, Downton Abbey. We're going to bring in our 1/8 inch Terran tape. And remember, we only do the sides, not the angle. So let's get that lined up. Really crease it down. You can crease it with your fingernail, or you can bring in your bone folder, whatever you want. We have that one done. Now let's get this other one. We're going to flip it over. We're going to just do the sides. So we have it right here. Oh, good, Phyllis. You have this paper, so you can make this card this weekend. Ticket to Paradise. Okay. I forgot the question. Oh, yes, okay. What movie did you see at the theater? I'm like, what are all those answers I see in the chat room? Oh, that's too funny. Okay. Well, I will tell you, the last movie that Monty and I went to was, roll the drum roll, was Maverick. That was, we haven't been to a movie in almost 3 years, and we saw Maverick on the big screen. That was very good. Okay, so now here's my little birdies, and they're going the right way. And we're putting it on this second mat right here. So really line it up on the corners. Now we're going to take our tear and tape backing off. We're going to do the same thing. And we're going to line it up on the left-hand side. Now, I think it's important. I think this tip is important to do because it really does loosen it up. So go ahead and kind of hold it right here. Press that down really hard to get it to really stick. But get that bone folder and really go in here so that you can loosen this up just in case you want to put a gift card, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Here we go. Okay, we got it loose. And now we're going to bring in, I love this yellow, Dandelion Delight, love it. Maverick, Lisa, oh my goodness, you're showing your age. Yes, I saw Mel Gibson and James Garner too, so I'm showing my age. That was a fantastic movie. But no, Maverick, yeah, like Monty said with Tom Cruise. But that's a fantastic movie. If y'all haven't seen it, it's probably on Netflix. The one with James Garner. Oh, yes, it's so good. Carol, we do everything together. Yes, we do. I'm blessed. Okay, so we have our little note card. And now I'm going to bring in some paper, and we are going to do a little bit of stamping. Now, look at this nest. Isn't that pretty? It already really does the coloring for you. All you have to do is come in and just decide what you want to go over it with, and it makes it really nice and dark. So I'm going to tap, tap, tap. And we'll see what happens because I re-inked my early espresso. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look how pretty that is. Love that. And now I'm going to come in and I am going to, because I'll probably put my nest right here, I'll probably put my little branch right there. But first we're going to color this little guy. Now look at all these colors I have. I have all these because I colored our bird earlier. And I used the blue, I used the starry sky, and this dandelion, not dandelion, daffodil delight. Okay, so let's just go ahead and bring in this brown right here, light suede. Now you're gonna watch me do this and think, oh my goodness, that's not very pretty, but it really is. I'm gonna get a piece of paper. Remember, these are alcohol blends, so they will turn lighter. So I'm just going to go over this area just like this. Picking up those branches, and there's leaves here, so you want to leave the leaves alone. Let's see, make sure we don't get the leaves. Going around them. And there we go. It's amazing how pretty it looks even though we're just coloring right over it. So we're going to do this. Go through the leaves, get the brown. And look at that. Look at how pretty that looks. Now that's going to lighten up as the alcohol evaporates. So I'm going to bring in the green, and I'm just going to show you how it looks It's so pretty. Now, it's funny because all the leaves on the trees are gone, right? So you can see all the little bird nests. And Monty and I always laugh because she has a dove that builds a nest on a ledge that's not a tree. And we always have disasters and we're always so sad because the little eggs fall off. And I just wish that she would build her nest in a tree. So we don't have any trees in our yard though. But there are plenty of trees all over the neighborhood. So look at this. Look how pretty this looks with the green leaves. Doesn't that look pretty? It does have so much detail. Now I want to show you, I colored that and this is how light it came. I used the same color, but it came this color. Is that not pretty? And then I used the dye for this detail right here. Look at that. That's going to go right over this nest right here. So let's go ahead and get that laid down. Now, because I want the little bird to sit on this, I'm not going to put glue on the outside branches. You could also run this through a sticker maker, or, you know, if you have some of that other kind of stuff, you could run it through that, but I don't. So I'm just going to use glue on it. Oh, on your spring wreath, that's so nice. I bet it has pretty little eggs in it too. Have you put your spring wreath out, Glow? So, look at that. Pretty, right? Okay, now I want to show you the bird that I painted. Super easy. Just use the blue, the light blue, over the stamp and the Daffodil Delight. So there you have it. Now, see how he has his little feet right there? I want him sitting up right there on a branch. So let's go ahead and look at where we're going to put him. Let's move this out of the way because we also have to stamp our message. So we're going to put this right here. And then it also depends on how far we're going to put it in the card. So we kind of need to see where we're going to stamp that. So let's get this right here. And we have to stay within this boundary, right? So here we go, just like that. So let's go ahead and lay him down. Try to see if there's anything else I forgot. Nope. Okay. We're going to lay him down right there. Look how pretty that looks. Goodness. And now we need to make sure our bird is low enough, but that he's sitting right there. Look at that. I'm going to put him up on dimensionals. And let's see how that looks. I'm going to put him on a big dimensional. And I didn't put my branch, did I? Oh, well, he didn't need a branch. Right? No branch. There we go. Now, look at that. Now, I'm going to stamp a message right there. And then you can use this to write a little message on. Well, that's kind of scary. My printer in my office started printing some paper. What the heck is that all about? I don't know. That's kind of scary, though. Okay, so look at this beautiful message. It says, best friends make the good times better and the hard times easier. Isn't that true? So true. So important, right? So let's go tap, tap, tap. Now, I went a little hard, so I want to make sure I go straight down when I add this so that it doesn't get it dirty. So I'm going to go straight down. Not tilted at all, and lift up. Yay, I did it. Look at that. What do you think? Bye, Stella. for coming. Okay, so we're going to slip this in. And remember, the tip for this is go ahead and add that gift card if you want to for a friend or family. You can add it right to the back of this card. And here we go. So now what else was I going to do to this card? Oh, look at these beautiful rhinestones. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Those are from Artistry Blooms. And I think I'll put just a couple of those. I don't know where, but I think it's so pretty. Just a couple. At least 3, right? You're supposed to always put them in 3s. 3, 5, odd numbers. So, there we go. Now let's do the inside. Get that laid down. And then I want to show you the other card that we made from a stamp set we've never used. I think it's cute. You might have it. I don't know. You'll have to let us know. Carol said, you are brave stamping that. Greeting on finished cards. You are so right, Carol. That could have turned out not so good, but you know what? It turned out okay after all. So here we go. So we have this one. We have our little rhymes. Isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness, I just love that card. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Phyllis. Okay, so here's this card. Here is the card we made. Now, I want you to look at these, and I want you to let me know which is your favorite. Let me see. Let me get rid of that. Let's do that. Let me know. Look at these cards. Which is going to be your favorite? Now, I showed you this one. This is a very simple version. If you want to not step it up like this, you can do a simple version, not to worry. Because, you know, you might be in a hurry and you just need a card. Okay, we have those. But drum roll. Let me see if I have a drum roll. I used to have a drum roll. I do. Drum roll. I can't hear the drum roll, but hopefully it was a drum roll. Look at this little card. We've never used this stamp set before. Isn't that cute? Look at this little guy. A silly goose told me it's your birthday. And see, this is a very simple card too. We just stamped on the card, colored it. And there we have it. So let us know in the comments below. If you're watching the rebroadcast, please let us know which card's your favorite or which technique you really liked. We would love to know. And Linda Rivera says she would definitely have wiped off that mess that I made. And you know what? That would have been a very good idea. Okay, let me see. Oh, thank you so much, the 2 that we made. And you know, they're really not that hard, right? Okay, let me see. Well, here we go. Let me see if I can, want to see if I can do something really cute. Let's see if I can do a cube. Let's see if this works. Oh, look at that. Did you see that fancy transition? Well, ladies, and men, if there's any men on watching us, we just appreciate you guys so much. Love the fact that you come and share time with us. I want to just show you our next live is going to be March the 16th. Right here, March the 16th. We hope that you join us. We invite you to look at our Pinterest if you want to see all our cards, and our Facebook, Instagram, and make sure you check out those shorts. Well, guys, have a fantastic weekend. Know that Maudie and I wish you well, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.